What's up? 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 This is Sorgin Next from the blog, Generation Next.wordpress.com. What's up, Bratz family? It's been a while since I've even posted anything about Bratz. And as y'all know from my last video, I have been working hard on a Bratz fandom page. I've been trying to gather as much information as possible to create a one-stop place for all Bratz information, because I've been noticing it's getting harder and harder to find old Bratz information, and it's getting hard to find accurate Bratz information. There are a lot of fandom pages out there, but they don't all have sources, and I'm like, where did you get this information from? And so I want to create a one-stop place for everything, a place that fans can easily navigate and collectors can easily find information. Also, I have been obsessed with this new website called Lookin' Bratz. You all need to check it out. If you're a Bratz collector, it is a really good website for all Bratz information. Shout out to whoever made it. It's amazing. And it's inspiring. But anyway, I don't know if y'all heard the news about MGA basically confirming that Nevra and Roxy are now a couple. And I'm mad about it. Yes, I am mad about it. And let me tell you why. Because I ship Roxy with Oriana. Now, don't y'all come over here and tell me otherwise. Oriana is crushing on Roxy as far as I'm concerned. Okay? In my doll universe, Oriana is that girl. Okay? Okay, that's why I'm mad. Okay? I am mad that they put Nevra of all people with Roxy, especially because my Nevra, in my mind, Nevra is always with Fiona. Like they're always together. So why not them? Why Roxy with Nevra? They're like not even in the same space. Like, okay, Roxy is spice. Okay, girl likes to try new things and live it up. And even though Nevra likes to, party and stuff, she's bossy. She's take charge. That's why she's Queen Bee. And it's like, how do they even get together? They're not even opposites. They're not similar. They're not opposites. Like, what? I just find it so random that Nevra was particularly chosen for Roxy. Maybe because I'm just biased. Because Oriana, let me tell y'all. I had in my mind what I wanted for Oriana and Roxy, okay? I had A Star Is Born. I was going to make a stop motion video with a Star Is Born girl version. Oriana, Roxy version. Boom. And they was going to be singing a duet of Roxy's I Don't Care. And like Oriana seems to fit it because the person in the song is like their hair is a mess and their friends think they're weird. Like Nevra is never a mess. Like that's not even Roxy's type. She like them weird types who not superficial and stuff like that. Maybe I'm just biased, but anyway, I want to say congratulations, Roxy and Nevra, on coming out for Pride Month, and everybody. It seems like most people are having overwhelming positivity towards it. I mean, I haven't seen any negative comments. I mean, they could be deleting the negative comments. I don't know, but. Like, most people have said positive things. A few people are like, oh, they ruined my childhood series. But y'all already know how I feel about that series, so I don't even want to get started. But I'm really happy that they're opening up the options for the Bratz characters. And to be perfectly honest, and I mentioned this in other videos, I feel like all the characters should be open field. Like, But this is also partially why I don't like the Roxy Nevra pairing. I love the fact that Roxy has come out. I love the fact that Nevra has come out. I don't love the fact that they're pinned as in a relationship. They didn't basically confirm it, but it can be implied, And one thing I liked about OG Bratz back in the day was that their relationship with each other was kind of ambiguous, and it kind of left a lot of play value. So remember, a lot of y'all be saying, oh, I like dolls with long hair because it has play value. I like the hairstyles, but everybody wants long hair because they can style it any way they want. Well, when you leave the relationships open, and you don't select them with just one person, then you leave it open for the characters to kind of be dating anybody, really. They could be dating any one of the other Bratz characters. And it's kind of the one thing I couldn't stand about Chloe and Cameron. I can't stand that pairing. And it's just like, I guess what really bothers me about that pairing is that it's just, they're together because white boy belongs to white girl. And that's how it was back then when Charles O'Connor, the writer of the book, or whoever wrote Star and Styling, created that pairing. Because before that book, Chloe was not just singularly with Cameron. You could get doll lines like secret date, blind date, which was so fun. You never knew what boy character they would come with. Or you get motorcycle style, where Cade could come with all five of the girls. And it would be great if we had like a secret date or a blind date where it's not just including the boys, but all the girls. Like, you never know what Bratz character they'll come with. They can come with any of the boys, they can come with any of the girls. And that would just make it more fun for me. And so that's why I miss the days where they would just make five girls, five boys, and whoever you thought was together, that's who you felt belonged together. Like, it made playtime more fun. Not to say I still can't ship my Oriana with Roxy, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't care about never stepping in the game trying to interfere with what Roxy Oriana got going on. Okay. And I also secretly used to ship Roxy with Eaton, but I have a whole nother reason for that. But Oriana and Roxy were my latest pairing, and so I'm kind of upset about the never pairing. Okay. Another thing too, and this is like, it don't bother me, but it's like, I feel like there's so many stereotypes with, it's always like the tomboyish characters that are designated as the lesbian. Like, I think if they made all the Bratz characters like more open in their preferences, then it wouldn't be so stereotypical. Like, you could have Yasmin or Fiona, like more feminine girls who are also a part of the pride community. I think like it's always stereotyped that the the tomboyish characters are preferred, the preferred choice. Like, a girl can't gender bend and also, have alternative preferences, and a girl can't be feminine and be a part of the pride community. I think like that's just kind of limiting, like I think it should be open in that regard. Like, I have no problem with, I feel like all of them should be, in my opinion, uh, you know, open. Every character should be ambiguous. Like, nobody should be heterosexual or exclusively homosexual. I think all the characters should be relationship ambiguous. They should be able to be shipped with each other. But again, I hate the stereotype is that, because both Never and Roxy are some of the toughest Bratz characters. And I feel like it's crazy how they're the ones who are chosen, not your feminine characters like Dana, or your feminine characters and sweet characters like Phoebe. Why was Phoebe not chosen? Why was Roxy chosen over Phoebe? Like, I feel like I mean, I know probably Roxy is the most popular. She's girl crush material. So, like, even if they did have Phoebe, Roxy could be too. Like, I feel like Roxy is a given in many cases, because again, she's spicy. She spices things up. And then again, why can't we also have like a different sort of representation than the usual? You know what I'm saying? Than the stereotype. And that's another thing that kind of, it doesn't irk me. It's just something that just like, it would be great if we can whiten that imagery under the pride umbrella, I think. That's just what I think in that regard. But what's more valuable about just seeing Never and Roxy on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook is not so much just necessarily them together. That I'm not happy about them being together, but the importance of it was the visibility of like seeing two Bratz girls together. It's the importance of the visibility. That's the aspect that I'm taking from it. That's the most valuable, and that I'm the most proud and happy about. I don't know if I'm consider myself a part of the pride community necessarily, but as you all know, I love androgynous fashion. If you've been following my blog, you know that I love androgynous fashion. And like I guess I consider myself a gender bender. And so I like that there is that kind of representation. Now in my thesis statement, I said a statement to MGA back in 2014. I asked them to create an androgynous line. Instead, they came out with them 2015 Bratz, which I just do not understand. But whatever, they weren't. They've grown on me in the recent time that I've been working on my WordPress. I mean, not my WordPress. On my fandom page, they've been kind of growing on me a little bit, and I like some of the collections, and some of the details are really nice. So I'm they've been growing on me. But overall, I felt like Bratz could have had androgynous lines. They could have had gender bending lines. But again, it's positive. It's good to see that there are Bratz characters that are open in their relationship status. And I think all the Bratz characters should, not just Never and and Roxy. I mean, I understand that there might be some backlash or whatever. But if that's the case, I feel like all the characters' dating preferences should be ambiguous, so that anybody that wants to ship anybody with anybody can. And that just kind of gives it more variety and more fun. Carter Bryant's vision was for the dolls to be interchangeable. They were supposed to have changeable heads, changeable feet. I mean, the head thing didn't get off the ground, but changeable wigs. I think it did in Design Your Own and Head Games. That's where it got off the ground, but that was kind of his vision. And they were also meant to be kind of racially ambiguous, which all of them are. We know some of them are black and some of them are white, but they're meant to be any race you desire them to be. And they were meant to be date anybody that you wanted them to date, which is why Secret Date got off the ground, because the characters could be interchanged with each other. And so I kind of hope that, while I love the fact that Never and Roxy are now officially coming out as a couple, it's a representation that is not done by any of these doll companies and by no companies. But I kind of like the ambiguity of all the Bratz characters pre 2005. I like that there were options, and it kind of made it fun for me, because now I feel like if I come out with my Oriana Roxy stop motion, everybody's gonna be like, no, she's dating Nevra. You can't break them up. You must not have got the memo, just like they did with Chloe and Cameron. Because personally, I have put Chloe with other people. I felt Chloe could work with other characters. Okay. And like a lot of people Secret Date, their Chloe came with Eden, and they shipped Eden with Chloe. So it's like, well, why can't I put Chloe with them? I personally shipped Chloe with Cade, because she was in 2 lines with Cade. She was in Flashback Fever with him, and she was in Bride and Groom with him. So I personally, and she was in Motorcycle. So she been in the most romantic-esque lines with Cade. So I don't understand why people want to just stick her with Cameron all the time. But see, that's why I like the dating ambiguity aspect of the Bratz back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Because they kind of, I won't say this, but they kind of polyamory. And then whether you agree with polyamory or not, I feel like the Bratz Pack are kind of like that. They can date, they date around. They're not settling down there in high school. They're just having fun. They're fun characters. And I just don't like that settled feeling, because it just, I'm just gonna be real. It ruins my ships. Okay? It ruins my ships. Okay? And my heart was lifted and broken. So I'm just like bittersweet. Like, I'm like, oh my God, Roxy is now officially, well, they said she came out as lesbian. She was wearing the lesbian band, but I say she's bisexual, because in the past she's been known to date boys. And the way she was too happy to be flirting with Cameron. So I think, and again, I like the ambiguity aspect. I think all the Bratz characters should be able to date each other. Okay? That's how I feel about that. But I'm super excited about it. So it's kind of a bittersweet thing for me at this moment. I know that eventually, when I get beyond the grief, I will accept it. I'm gonna quote this recent Cool Cat Strut book that I got. Yasmin was like, "So Jay, change is good. How do you feel?" And Jay was like, "A little weird." That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling so much conflicting feelings, because I'm happy that they're opening up Bratz possibilities for dating, But then I'm sad because I'm like, I ship Roxy with Oriana. How could you do this to my ship? Okay? And I ship Never with Fiona. That's my girl Perry. I don't care what none of y'all say. Okay? I don't care what none of y'all say. Y'all can stand. I do not stand. Because I feel like Roxy has more in common with Oriana. Okay? She's the punk skunk. She's Spice. Boom. They got a lot in common. Okay? Okay. So anyway, that's just I just wanted to share that with y'all. I don't know if anybody's heard. I haven't seen too many videos about it. And so I was like, I don't know if anybody's heard or if anybody cares. A lot of people just care about the series, and y'all know how I feel about the series. I'm gonna do videos walking through the series eventually. I'm actually gonna review the movies, the series, and I'm gonna break down to y'all what I feel about them all. But y'all know how I feel about that series, girl. I don't care nothing about Cameron and Chloe and Eaton, Yasmin. Nuh-uh. No. I prefer Bratz pre 2005. It's just my opinion when it comes to adaptations. And so, anyway, I'm also a little, I don't know if I'm mad, but this is changing gears a little bit. I'm not mad about this, but there has been a little controversy going on between MGA Entertainment and Amina. I think her name is Amina. I don't want to butcher her last name. I think it's Musciolo. I don't want to butcher her last name. I'll call her Amina. And she's an African American woman. She's about 35. She's around currently my age. And she has a youthful spirit like I do. I kind of see myself in her. She's also has autism, and she's an African American woman. What more can I say? But she's creative, and that's the key thing. And she's been struggling with a lot of companies taking her likeness and appropriating her. Didn't we just have a video about this with Lucia? Luciana. Well, now it seems like this is coming out with Bratz, where these large companies are appropriating small creators or smaller people, and they're profiting off of it and not giving credit to the people who inspired them. Now, at first, I will say this. I thought that she was just doing this because she's like, you know, looking for some money, because she had been known to also try to sue Lisa Frank. Okay. And an article came out about that. She was trying to raise $20,000 to sue Lisa Frank, and that didn't get off the ground. And a lot of people were questioning what she did with the $20,000. And so at first I was just like, well, is she one of those type that is trying to, take advantage, or trying to claim that everybody's copying her, or is she really legitimate? But if you really look into the Lisa Frank issue, it seems like she had receipts. She had some serious receipts, because I saw the side-by-side comparisons with Lisa Frank and her apartment and what they have. That looks really similar. And the funny part about it is Lisa Frank created their pop-up hotel. So basically she said that Lisa Frank, she decorated her apartment and called it Cloudland. It's a really colorful apartment. And so Lisa Frank followed her and even got in her DMs and said she was such an inspiration and carrying on. And she had receipts. I've heard that she's had receipts of Lisa Frank going in and following her. Shortly, then, sooner or later, Lisa Frank creates a pop-up hotel in a building, I'm hearing, that was right across the street from her apartment. Okay? And they were getting buku money from it. Now, everybody started making comparisons like, this look like your house. This look exactly like your house, girl. Are you a part of this? And she's like, no. And so when Lisa Frank got weird that everybody was comparing it to her apartment, they gave her an all exclusive invitation or something like that, first look into the apartment. And so she took the invitation, of course, but when she walked in, she was like, this is almost just like my apartment. It really is. And they're getting all this money. And then shortly after that, her building, her management for her apartment, who owned both of the buildings, ironically, set her up to be evicted. Now, I heard she was a month behind in her payment, and as she was trying to make her late payment, they issued an order to have her evicted. And this was right after that Lisa Frank thing. So, of course, she's like, here I am inspiring Lisa Frank and to reach out to my management team to make this pop-up hotel. But then here I am getting evicted. And she's like, she's in the mindset where if you were inspired by my idea, why didn't you hire me for the job? You know, I could do this kind of work. And I think she still could do this kind of work. You know, she has that kind of decorating skills. I think she still could do this kind of work. But she had a lot of receipts that Lisa Frank took her idea and kind of ran with it. And as someone who is also really creative, I kind of understand how she feels. Like if I post like something on DeviantArt and then someone takes my idea and decides they're going to make like a movie from it, I would be upset too. Now, I don't know if this applies to MGA Entertainment. An LOL surprise rave doll came out, and is it a raver doll? Y'all, I'm losing it. And I don't even feel like really looking it up that deep. I'll probably still post a picture in the video, but they have this raver doll that kind of looks like her. She has blue hair. She's a black character and things like that. And she stated that this doll looks a lot like her and is appropriate in her likeness. She has a very distinct style and a very distinct look about her. And she's like, but yet again, it's a big corporation appropriating my creativity, my style, my likeness. She said she wasn't inspired from anything for her hairstyle, and yet that's what they're doing. Now, Isaac Larian snapped back. Okay, I'm tired of being nice. You know, you want to bring your lawyers, bring your lawyers. Something that makes her. And he said she was a shame to the black community and to Black Lives Matter. Now, this created some controversy, especially because shortly, just a few weeks ago, they were just posting the George Floyd thing about standing with black people and supporting them. And then when this came out, a lot of black people were like, "Oh, but you're not gonna acknowledge a black woman or pay her when you clearly appropriated her." Now, in my opinion, and this is why I'm also in I'm kind of in the dilemma because I'm black. I'm a creator, and I feel like I would not want that to happen to me. And I feel like if something is so obvious, you're gonna be like, was this? You're gonna question it, right? Especially if it looks like somebody copied you. But at the same time, Isaac Larian did say they had receipts, that he has receipts that a doll can, because she was saying that the time frame for when the doll was released matches for when her hair was that color blue and when she wore this blue outfit that looks just like the raver doll or whatever, the rave doll. I can't think of that doll. But she said that was between, I think she said 2018 and 2019 or 2017 to 2019. But MGA stated that it takes 9 months or more to create a doll. And they said that the concept did not come from her, and that, you know, he stated that she's an extortionist, she's a fraud, and she's a liar. You know, he really ranted. And he later apologized and said that he was just trying to, he didn't apologize on Twitter. He deactivated his Twitter, but he went on Notes app and said that he was just trying to protect his creators, which a lot of them, MGA Entertainment has one of the most people of color working on the team. In fact, Isaac Larian himself is an Iranian Jewish immigrant. And he has more women working on his team than anywhere else. Granted, he does. However, it doesn't, for a lot of people, doesn't excuse the rants of saying that she's a shame to the black community, to the Black Lives Matter community, and them not really giving her the credit or the credit that they feel she's due. Now, I don't know. I'm not involved in the court case yet, but what I will tell you is, just as I said with the little social media spats that were going on during the 2018 release, you just got to be careful with this social media spats, man. That's why I'm trying to make this channel into something more positive. I mean, even though I know this is probably not the most positive news to get, but I'm trying to transition into more positive videos because I just want to stop judging people. I don't even want to be that type of person because I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I've said and done things, and I plan on doing a video about the ways that I was problematic because I've been problematic. I've been a coon before. And if y'all don't know what a coon is, it's a black person who, you know, is bougie basically, looks down on other black people. And there's a lot of black people who have been guilty of it. But I mean, I've educated myself on my own history. And now that I'm older and I'm more educated, I'm able to understand certain things about why my community is the way. I grew up in Chicago, y'all. So I grew up around a lot of violence, and I used to hate the violence. I used to hate I grew up in the surrounding Chicagoland area, I should say. And I used to hate the violence in my community, and I used to hate how it was a common thing. I was scared to leave the house and scared to, mingle with folks. But when I began to understand where it came from and why it was there, the self-hatred, decreased. But it's one thing to have self-hatred because of certain European standards that have been influenced on you, and it's another thing entirely to think a whole race is inferior. And I don't know if Isaac Larian did it because he thinks Amina is inferior and is not entitled to rights, and she's not entitled to be seen as an equal. But I think what he was doing was protecting his company and the people and his creators, and in the midst of that, he demeaned a black woman, or he made this black woman feel like she wasn't important, or like what she was saying wasn't important. And like, I'm kind of at a crossroads with that because while I feel sympathy for Amina, in fact, I feel empathy, sympathy, and I kind of see myself in Amina. I'm kind of a big kid like her. I see myself a lot in her, even though we don't look anything alike. But I see myself like this is someone I feel like could be one of my friends. Actually, it's kind of weird. I've never met her and I've never been her follower and I'm not a fan of her. But when I look at her pictures, like afterwards, I'm like, man, this is someone actually I can see myself being friends with, like going to anime conventions with and Comic Con or something. But then at the same time, like I'm also a huge Bratz fan. And while I have I have my feelings about the way the company is run, I am massively supportive of the creators of Bratz. People might ask me why I'm still supporting Bratz despite this little tit for tat with Amina. First of all, I don't know all the facts. That's how I am. I try to get all the facts first. Second, I still support Bratz because I still support the creators. I don't want to take away from the creators who are largely people of color. Like, even though I sometimes disagree with Hayden Williams' I should say I disagree with his 2018 artistic direction. I like a lot of his other designs, and I respect him as a creator, and I respect that he was a black creator that got chosen, out of a lot of people. He got that opportunity, and I kind of respect that about him, and I still hope, to see more from him. And I don't like that a lot of people have come down so hard on him. I'm trying to be fair in that regard, but I respect the creators. There've been other creators too that have been involved with the Bratz project, and so I respect them. And most importantly, I respect Carter Bryant's vision. And I know he's not working with the Bratz anymore, and he said that he is beyond the Bratz, but I still respect him, and I respect his vision for the Bratz. And I kind of wish it went back to that time period when he was like heavy involved in and I have to say this, you know uh, he's not getting paid a dime for the Bratz right now from what he told me, and he was the actual creator of Bratz. And so it's kind of scary to think that court cases can strip you of all your rights. If you sell your product and your creations to someone, you no longer have rights to them. No one owes you a dime for them. And it's just like, man, that's how hard it is to be a creator. And sometimes business people will take on creators, right? But at the end of the day, the business people understand the business aspect, whereas the creators don't. And then at times, because they don't, they end up signing away their own creations or being uh, taken advantage of without having the business side taken care of, patented. Like a lot of people question, well, if she's so, with Amina, if Amina's so mad about companies stealing her stuff, why doesn't she patent it? And it costs money to trademark and patent things. That's one thing. And she's trying to pay to make a living. That's one thing. But then again, a lot of creators don't really think about the business side of things at times, and because they're, us creative people, we don't like the secular world. I won't say we don't like it, but we don't like that commercialized world. We like a world where we could just be free to create, and we don't often think about the business side. And I think that that's the most challenging thing, especially when we get the opportunity. We're like, this is so exciting for me. I get to put my creations out there, but then we don't realize when big companies are taking our work or taking advantage of us. So I'm really hoping this was not the case with LOL Surprise, because I really respect the creators, and I really like a lot of MGA's brands. But I feel like, first of all, the rant should not have happened. I know he apologized, but it just should not have happened, especially not at this time. And second, I feel like Amina, it, I feel like the creators for who worked on Bratz and LOL Surprise deserve, or who even inspired these brands, deserve a lot more recognition than they really get. And I just feel that way. I should say, for me, it was always my heartfelt hope. And I'm just gonna share this. I don't like sharing it because then it may not. They say if you share, the more you share it, the least likely it is to come true. But I'm gonna share it anyway with y'all. And I think I shared it on my blog. But it's my lifelong dream to create a Bratz series. I wanted to create like maybe a Netflix series, like bring back the CGI animation, bring stronger storytelling, and again, more ambiguity in the dating atmosphere, and to actually make the design of the CGI animation reflect their actual clothing, not Chloe in Jade's outfit and Jade in Chloe's outfit. And to kind of, I want to combine actually all the Bratz universes together, because they're also, if y'all, a lot of y'all who just fans of the series don't realize, the Bratz universe is so various, and they conflict with each other. There's the Star and the Styling universe, which has its own the way they adapt the characters, the way they interpret the characters is totally different from the Rock Angels and TV series universe. Because I think, like, in the TV series universe, Chloe's been knowing Cameron since the second grade, okay? But in the Star and the Styling universe, that has never necessarily been implied or even suggested. And then, if that were the case in the Rock Angels universe, how did Bratz Baby's movies get off the ground with Cameron in it? You get what I'm saying? So none of the Bratz universes have been consistent, and then the live action just completely took a completely different turn, where Chloe did not meet Cameron until high school. And so again, the Bratz universes are so various, and I feel like it would be great to kind of bring all the universes combined and together. And I kind of had this idea for a series of where I combine the universes, everybody's favorite moments of all the universes, but also open up the shippings where everybody is shipping everybody. You know what I mean? Where people have the opportunity to have their fave pairings, kind of interpreted, where it's not so singular, you know. And I feel like that would be great to just open. I think having the Roxy Never thing is a start, but I feel like having more ambiguity in the dating sphere, like they did pre 2005, just would make it far more fun for everybody of all creeds. If you're someone who is asexual and aromantic, like me, I'm aromantic. I'm allergic to relationships in general, just to be honest. I just don't really like dating. I don't like the judgment of the dating scene. So I consider myself aromantic, and I don't mind being asexual either. I'm just not interested in that. I just don't find that to bring ultimate happiness. I just don't want that kind of life for myself. And there are a lot of people like that. And I feel like if you keep the Bratz relationships ambiguous, you leave room for so many different types of people under one umbrella to enjoy it. And different people can ship whoever they want to ship with. And I feel like there should be Chloe Jade moments. There should be Chloe Sasha moments. There should be Sasha Cameron moments. Like, why does the white boy got to be with the white girl? Why can't he be with why does it have to be so generic. I'm sorry, I hate the Chloe Cameron shit. Y'all know I can't stand the series. I know this is no shade to Peggy Nickel because she's she's a really good writer and the series is funny. It's fun, but I just feel like it's written by someone who didn't really know the Bratz. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm still supportive of the creators, the people under the big dog. As far as Isaac Larian goes, I can say that I just hope that his apology was sincere and that as someone who's running the company, that he does make good and create more representation within the Bratz brand, because so far we don't have many obviously black characters. Like there's some that people um speculate are black. And I know Hayden Williams designed Never as black, but I'm not sure if we know that she's confirmed to be Brazilian. But it would be nice to have a little, a little more black representation. I think it would be nice to have that, you know. But again, you can't make black allies when you're going through social media spats, and I understand the frustration it is because he just went through a court case with Mattel suing him for stealing ideas. Now he's going through other things with. I understand the frustration, but then I understand Amina's side. She's like, why are these companies? I am struggling. I have all of these talents and these gifts. And here I am struggling to be noticed for these talents and gifts, while my white peers, if they did the same thing, would get noticed. And I kind of understand where Amina's coming from. At the same time, I think that a lot of our white peers, the reason why they get these opportunities is because they just show. I don't. They are. See, this is why if we get rid of systemic racism, we get rid of corporate racism. We get rid of the racism at the very minute levels. The problem is they don't want to have a black person as the image of their brand. A lot of these corporations don't. And because a lot of people feel, and I'm going to do another video about this because I got something to say about American Girl, but I'm going to get back to that. But a lot of people feel like white people are the majority in this country, and especially the United States of America. So because white people are the majority, they should be the face. And Isaac Larian, he's Iranian. He's not even white, but he's not black either. So there's standards of how we should react and how we should be and what we should take seriously is so different. And I feel like that should be taken into consideration, when considering the Amina Isaac Larian spat. I know Isaac Larian was like he should not have ran it like that. He was trying to protect his artists, and I understand that. Very seldom corporations even try to protect their artists, and I respect Isaac Larian for trying to do that. But at the same time, this is a black girl, pleading for help and pleading to be understood. Now, he said that he tried to settle this quietly in her DMs. I don't know how that went. And she said that they never tried to reach out to her, but MGA stated that they did and they tried to settle it quietly. But I guess it didn't go well. I don't know what really happened. And that's why I said I can't really judge the situation because I can't say what really happened. All I can say is that I hope that, the LOL Surprise Doll was an original concept. I hope Amina can capitalize off her own gifts and talents. I kind of wish I had the money to hire her to decorate my place because I just love her style and taste, and I do support her. I'm now a fan. I wasn't a fan before, but actually the controversy made me interested in her. And so, but I do hope that this is settled, well on both ends. I don't want to see anybody suffer or get hurt, especially not at this time. I'm just in a moment where I'm trying to, be at peace with people and try to be a mediating diplomat. And I'm not saying I'm trying to be like, complacent. I'm not trying to be here and say, hey, yeah, Black Lives Matter, but we don't want to have Black Lives better. Y'all know where I'm getting that from. I'm not trying to say that because Black lives do need to be better. We need to better everything. But I am trying to say that I hope that people can evolve and grow, and improvements can be made to where as black people are included and respected, and where people can see the error of their ways and reverse it. And I hope that if I were to put my creations out there for the Bratz, that maybe one day I would be respected for that. That's what I would hope. But now I'm kind of skeptical. I'm kind of scared. I'm scared anyway, because I'm always scared of rejection and things like that. And this is why I just never take those steps. But imagine being a creator, you put yourself out there and you want to capitalize on it, and other people capitalize on it. And so you can't really reap the benefits because you don't have the same power or the same influence. And in Lisa Frank's case, that's an absolute. She got all the receipts. Lisa Frank, they most certainly copied her, and I feel like they should have at least paid her royalties, or they went ghost too. I heard they went ghost, but they should have at least paid her royalties, or should have made her endorse and sponsor the brand, or maybe the face of Lisa Frank. She could have been in commercials, like they could have done something like that. Like, I feel like that would have been fun. She could have been hired to host the pop-up hotel. Like, that could have helped her pay off her rent. Like, I feel like that just would have been a good way to settle the dispute. But it's sad that it didn't go down that way, that they just went ghost on her and just pretended like they weren't even inspired from her, and they even unfollowed her. Like, it's things like that that's just kind of disheartening. But in MGA's case, I don't have all the facts, but y'all know as soon as I get the facts, it's gonna be posted, because um I'm just gonna tell it straight out truth. So despite the dispute, a lot of people are saying that they're no longer going to support LOL Surprise, Bratz, Lala Loopsy, Project MC Square. I've heard a lot of people say that because they don't like how Isaac Larry spoke to her, made them feel uncomfortable. And while that's on one degree, I can understand. I am still supporting Bratz, not because I agree with that statement, but because I agree with the people of color who are creators of the Bratz. There are still a lot of people working for Isaac Larian who are people of color, who are creators, and they've gotten this opportunity, and they're just like, wow, we're going to lose this opportunity. And those people are what make the Bratz great. And I still support Carter Bryant's vision. Now, I haven't really bought any of the recent Bratz, not just because I don't agree with the artistic direction 100%, but because obviously they're very expensive. But and I've been going back and buying the older Bratz stuff first. I've been buying up stuff to get information from my fandom page, because y'all know, and it's a very expensive thing to get information for your fandom page. And I've been using Looking Bratz as a guide of what to buy. Like, I have to buy this, I have to buy that. It's a great website, y'all. But anyway, I'm not gonna keep rambling on and on about this. Y'all want to see the new Roxy Never news? Y'all can go to Instagram. You can go to my fandom page. Check that out, because I did put it in the news section there if you want to find the links. If y'all want to know more about the Amina Isaac Larian thing, I'm also going to post that. I think BuzzFeed did a complete article on it. So y'all let me know what y'all think about the Amina Isaac Larian thing, and what y'all think about the Never Roxy thing. Are you all excited about Never and Roxy and the representation it's bringing? Do you also feel my sentiments that there needs to be more ambiguity in the Bratz dating scene, because you got your own favorite Roxy ship, you know what I'm saying? Oriana, okay, is my ship, okay, with Roxy. All right, A Star Is Born is gonna be their debut movie. This is the lesbian version. A Star Is Born. Okay, so I don't I don't care what none of y'all say about Never Roxy. They're not my ship. Not my pairing. Okay, y'all can stand up and they're not mine. Okay. I'm gonna stand by my stop motion. And I don't want to hear nobody. If I do finish it, post it, I don't want to hear nobody coming on my feed talking about something never belongs to Roxy. Don't you come to me with that. Okay. And also, what do you guys think about this Amina? Okay, I think I just brought this Amina Isaac situation. Do y'all still want to stand Bratz? Do you still want to stand uh uh LOL Surprise and Project MC Square? Any projects from MGA? Or do you think we need to just back up and say, I love Bratz, but Isaac Larian, you need to just be canceled? I don't know if that's how y'all feel. Um, I don't know how I feel about it at this point. I don't like canceling nobody unless absolutely. I mean, they got to be like Nobita from Find Your Love in Japan. If y'all haven't watched my older videos, y'all know exactly what that dude is like. But they got to absolutely be like him, be saying like the most outright racist, ignorant stuff in order for me to be disgusted. But for you to just say somebody is a liar and a fraud and a shame to the black community, that to me, that doesn't bother me quite as much as it would other people, because again, there's a lot of black creators, and if she is suing MGA over the black dolls, there are like very few black dolls in MGA Entertainment. And so it's like, if you sue over this doll could be removed from shelves. We're not going to have that much representation. The black creators are going to lose out. It's like a 50. It's like it puts me in a bind, because I'm like, I heard that a black creator was involved in the creation of this Raver doll, but even still, that person, whether they're black or not, if you're stealing from somebody else, you still got to give them credit. And it's like, I don't know if they really stole from anybody, and that's why I don't even want to put that out there until I know all the facts. The case hasn't started. Nobody has submitted receipts regarding the MG Amina issue, at least as far as I know. When I get receipts, y'all know, y'all be the first to post. But so far, I don't see any receipts. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. I did not expect this to be this long of a video, but I'm glad to be back and sharing with y'all. I do have other Bratz videos that I want to come out with, and other Bratz things that I want to share with y'all, because I'm loving having this dog community. It's been very healing during COVID, and it's just been a lot of fun for me, especially because I've been a little sick and under the weather. I'm always sick, y'all. But every time I make a video, I'm sick. But leave me a comment and let me know what y'all think, and go peace out. Peace out. Ciao. This is kind of another thing I wanted to kind of bring out, y'all. I know this video was like long enough, but I feel like this is another thing why this they're bringing out Roxy and Nevra as a part of the pride community, why it's so bittersweet, is because I feel like it was released as damage control. Like when someone messed up somewhere else, and so they release something else to bring back favor, and like every business does it. But it's like when the Amina situation came popped off with Isaac Larian, it's like shortly after we get, I mean, I don't know how far long ago that happened, but it seemed like shortly after we get two characters coming out. And it's like, is this damage control? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this damage control? Is this to subside what happened on the one hand? You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. I gotta follow the timeline to see which happened first. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully it's not just released out of damage control, because I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? But again, I'm still super supportive of it regardless, and I just want to hear what y'all think. You know what I'm saying?